And we're live.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How
Yeah,
are
we've
you
got a
doing?
crowd here already.
Yeah, that's great. Maybe we have some holiday viewers. I see Leslie's here. I know she's normally at work, so that's a holiday viewer. Vicky S is here. We've got, let me scroll back here. We've got uh, our other messy table, Vicky. We've got, yeah.
Hey,
So,
people.
good
Glad you
morning.
guys are here.
Yeah, we weren't sure if we were going to make it.
Uh, I'm still not sure I'm here.
Yeah, well, we're still thinking that it might be. Hi, Cindy. We're still thinking it might be some of the changes that YouTube is doing. Uh, so we were kind of having some issues. Hi, Jane. Hey, Marie.
Oh man, you're getting them a lot faster than me. What is my internet on the fritz that did it today?
I
Oh,
don't
there's
know.
Jane. There's Marie. Okay, you're getting them faster than me. I don't know. So, guys, it's almost time for 2019, and for people like us who do YouTube content, that's like a big time of change. Making new graphics, making new goals, thinking about what we're going to do in the upcoming year, and trying to manage all of it. And so I think that's what we're kind of talking about today. We're going to be working on our calendars for the year. At least I am. And Peg's got some stuff on her desk. I don't know. Looks like maybe planners or calendars too. So I think that's what we're doing today. We're not really sure, but I think that's it.
Well, I I had no plan for today, and after the last hour of fiddling with electronics, I think I'm just going to play. Um, I have a book out here on my desk. I had started some play this morning, and this book has really intrigued me, and some of you other guys too, because I've been talking with a few of my friends. We get together and chat, and this book from Deborah Velasquez, Velasquez. It's drawing in black and white, has intrigued me because I have some love of black and white and tan paper. So, it goes into detail and talks about the different pens. And uh, so, I took a few of mine out to show you guys. Um, there's any number of pens that you can use on these things. And because you're looking at different tips, these have these are pen gear, and they come in a fat one like this, and they come in a skinny one like this. And I think you can find these at even like a Walmart. They don't have to be terribly expensive to be a good permanent black pen. We all know about Sharpies. We all use Sharpies. I like the twin tip Sharpies because you got this tip, and then you've got the fine point. So like if you're just throwing it in a bag, then you've got two different tips that you can use. Um, I also like brush type pens and the, what do you call these? These perma opaque pens. These are paint pens, and they come in large and small. And paint pens are important sometimes, like the Posca pen. When you want something to be opaque, you want to use something like the Posca pen so that it's opaque. And then you also want something that's permanent, because suppose you want to put a wash or something over it. Now, these pens are not permanent. I'm just going to tell you right now. They're really fun to play with because they're big, fat brush type pens, and you can get them in different sizes. And it's fun, like if you want to use it to do some calligraphy and such with, and then you can come back with a water brush and you can blend things out from these. But just know that these are not going to be permanent. And many of the white pens are also not permanent if you're going to put water medium over the top. The Le Pen is an alcohol-based one. It's a permanent black. This is a nice one. And then these two brush pens. This is the Pentel brush pen, and then I have the Pigma FB brush pen. And they are both really nice tips. If I'm working with these, you know, the brush pen gives you that, you know, real fine line that you can, you know, then make into a fat line that you can make back into a fine line. And that's what's nice about, oops, got the wrong tip. That's what's nice about the brush pen. This is a little more controlled because it's not an actual brush. It's more like a felt tip. So I can still do the fine line, push down and get a little bit of fatter line, come back up to a real fine line, you know, but it's different than a brush tip pen. It is a little felt tip pen. So, and then of course we've got our white pens. You know, everybody has the Jelly Roll, the Signo White, the Sharpie paint pen, the Galaxy marker white, and the Posca pen. So yeah, those are my basic black and white tools. But as I work through this book, you know, it's showing the different pens and how they work, and you know, gives you different ideas about how to work in a black and white book. So I'm anxious to do more work in here. I did start this little black journal. This is one of those delusions journals. I gave some of my friends these when we met in South Carolina, and so I started doing some work in here on this. So you know, you can see the effect that you get, and Vicky was the one that showed me this. This I used the DecoArt Media Paint on. So I think I'm going to play with some of these DecoArt Media Paints on another page and just continue working in this book. What are you doing? Hi, Gina.
We have a bunch more people pouring in. Cindy, we said Cindy, Jane, and but not Marie. Hi, Marie, and Paula, and Holly, Janice, Peggy, Gina. Everybody is really pouring in here today. I guess because it's a holiday.
Maybe.
Everybody's off work. So I have this really well, let me show you my calendar from last year. This is how lame my calendar system for planning videos is. This is, I just print these things off, and then, yeah, you know, I write on them, I erase, whatever, you know, I write notes, I tell myself what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's running out. So my mom gave me this, and this is from the Boys Town, some free thing she got in the mail. And I thought this would be what I would use this year because it's basically got, you know, big things, places to write. But it's ugly, for one thing. And I thought about like fixing the cover, but the paper's just like this glossy, kind of like thick magazine paper. So I thought I would put a cover on it. So I've cut this piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cover that. I'm going to decorate that. And then each month, my plan is to decorate these areas around as I do my monthly vlog. The activity will be to decorate this. That's kind of my basic idea. So that's how far I've gotten. I've cut a piece of paper. Also, kind of weird. This calendar started out with some months from 2018. So I think I'm going to glue those together, glue them all together, glue this in here, and then glue the back on. And I'll probably keep this thing that shows what the dates are and the holidays for the next upcoming year. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to decorate this paper and then glue it together.
Well, at least you have a plan, right?
That's kind of my plan, yeah. So I'm going to start out with some DecoArt also. I got out all my new metallic ones, and I'm going to put some paint on this. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Love metallics.
I thought metallics would be a good start.
Yeah.
Also, I'm trying to think about my goals for the year, my word for the year. Have you picked your word for the year?
I actually have. How about you?
Yes, I have. What's yours?
Mine is simplify.
Simplify. That's close to mine actually.
What's
Mine is
yours?
efficient.
Efficient. All right.
I need to be more efficient. Do you know I have three different colors of metallic copper?
Imagine. Imagine that.
Look at
I
that.
spent all day yesterday purging and cleaning. I've been on this. I'm gonna have my whole studio done before 2019 starts. I am simplifying.
I
So,
wish you the best of luck. This morning as we were sitting here, I took a video of the current state of my studio
hmm
because I'm planning on cleaning it up during this holiday time after I get done de-Christmasifying the house. Then I'm going to
yeah.
work on this. So I will show everyone that video when yeah, when I get the new video, the nice clean video, then I'll show you what it was like before.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked at how
Well,
bad it
I've
is.
kind of shown people in process throughout the year. I've kind of shown them, but once I get things organized, I'm hoping that I can give you some shots of something that looks a little bit better.
You work on yours a lot. I haven't even touched mine. I've just made
Yeah.
it worse and worse and worse and worse. That's all I've done.
Well, if I don't, I can't find anything, and I have enough trouble with finding things as it is. So it's just one of those things that we all have
It
to do,
is.
right?
So this one was called
Leslie,
Rich
did you
Espresso. That's nice.
did you see what Leslie said?
No.
Thank God nobody saw my before. Oh dear.
I'm going to bare my soul to the world and show my before. Once there's an after.
Well, I showed things in progress because I started out with a bunch of old furniture, stuff that was left over from the kids and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And when I got rid of that stuff, I started buying the pieces that I thought would suit me to go in here. And then piece by piece, I've added and rearranged. It's been a long, drawn out process, but well worth it because I am going through everything and sorting everything, and it feels so good to have things that I'm using or going to use, and then touch everything that is in my space, and I can honestly say, this is something I might use, or oh my gosh, I forgot I had these. I really need to get them out and play. Like right now, I'm playing with some tools that I haven't had out in several years. And I'm saying, why not? Why are you not using these things? These are fun things to have. Um, it's because it's hidden away someplace.
Yeah, that I was watching kind of a I don't know if she was just kind of talking. Lindsay from the Frugal Crafter.
Yeah,
She was talking about her frustration with having too many things and feeling like you need to get the newest thing all the time because she was particularly talking about card making because constantly new things are coming out. There's
yeah,
constantly new products that you want to try, but you really need to think as you see all these new things and you get so excited, you really need to think about, do I really need that? Is that going to replace something that I already have, or is it just something cute that I want because it's cute? Like we all do this. We all overbuy, and then we have this huge amount of stuff, and we don't use it because it was the newest, greatest thing that we had to have. you know. So,
yeah.
along line of efficiency this year, I am going to really try to think hard about any purchases that I make. Where am I going to store it? What does it replace? You know, what's its true value, instead of just getting excited. I'm going to try really hard to do that. Will it really happen? I don't know.
Well, you know, I can totally relate. But you know, my place has gone through this whole process because as a crafter, we change our minds about what we like to do. And I have gone through the osmosis, I guess, the changes, I don't know what you want to call it. I did a lot of different types of arts and crafts. You know, I used to do lamp work, bead work, and I did basket weaving and long stitch and crewel embroidery. And, you know, so you accumulate crafts, you accumulate
Yes.
supplies for all of those different types of crafts. I don't do a lot of those things anymore. So I don't need to hold on to a lot of those things. A lot of the things that I have, I held on to thinking that, you know, one of the kids might want to do it, or, you know, a friend might need it, or I'm not doing that anymore. It's all about my space and having the tools that I use now. So my attitude has changed. I'm simplifying.
Well, that's good, because my problem, well, it's not really, I don't really see it as a problem, but for me, since I do mixed media, a lot of the things that I had for other crafts can fit in to what I'm doing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so then it's hard to get rid, and it's hard to figure out and simplify that stuff, because I think, oh, well, maybe I could mix that into my other. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. You know, and even when you're looking at your trash, you know, I'm guilty of, I will look at, okay, here's a broken earring. Oh, that's going to be something on a art piece, right? You know,
Right,
um,
exactly.
so we save all kinds of things because we know that it can be incorporated into our art. Um, and I am limiting myself. I have 5 drawers that are collage things. You know, the magazine pages, the magazine cutouts, the rub-ons, and trying to think what the other one is that I've got over there. But I have 5 drawers that are that sort of thing, and then I have 9 drawers that are things like stickers and lace and trimmings and, you know, all the top layer kind of stuff. And I'm saying if that drawer is full, I don't need anything else, and I need to weed some more stuff out. So, you know, there's just a limit to how much stuff you can store.
Well, you're doing well. I'm doing terrible. I haven't even started. I mean, I know my plan, but I haven't really started.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll get somewhere sometime.
Well,
But
you can
when you
make
have a calendar full of things that you have to do, it's hard to get around to doing stuff that's not very fun, like organizing. Ugh,
well,
that's
that's
not fun at all.
kind of why I did what I did for December, why there have not been the dearth of videos this month, just because I needed to clean my space and get it organized for the next year so that I can start fresh. You know, I want to have a fresh start in January and go with that. So can
I
you guys?
haven't had very many videos because I had things I had to do other than do videos. So, and one of them was not clean my studio.
Yeah,
It'll get there.
it will. It just takes
So what are some of the names that you guys have picked? I mean, not names, words that you guys have picked for the
yeah.
year.
Do you guys use a word for the year? And what are you thinking about this year?
We'd like to know. I guess I'm done with the metallic paint. I seem to have done a pretty good job of covering this paper. And it was pretty.
Okay, so Vicky says she does like that paint. Shelly Studio, I have trouble with every white pen I've tried. Gina says that the cleaning in organizing is part of her creative process. Jen says, I just came into a relevant topic. Haha. Trying to clean up my art room at the moment. Yeah, it is so overwhelming. I get that, Jen. That's why I start with a small task and, maybe just clean out one tub at a time.
I wish
And
cleaning and organizing was part of my creative process. It's not. Piling things up in big piles and finding things later is part of my creative process.
yeah, Leslie's saying that her current studio is dark, but she got a clamp light, very inexpensive. Yeah, I am in the basement, Leslie. I understand dark. I have clamp lights all over the place. I have actually right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lamps overhead and one on my desk. So I'm using 5 lamps to video with so that it's bright enough so that you guys can see what's going on. Because it's hard to work in the basement. So what I did on this is I used some snow cap ink for my design, and I just used some sponge applicators. I have both this large round, and then I have this one, which is a color box. This is what I'm talking about. I haven't had these color box tools out in eons, and I'm saying, why not? These are fun tools. This type, the black foam color box tip, you can actually mold by heating it up and just, pressing it into something, and you get a really cool image. So like if I take this one, which has been molded, and press it into some ink, see if I can get it inked up properly, then I can make patterns. We're talking about black and white patterns. I can make patterns using this stamp.
Hello, Margelle. We didn't welcome her yet. And hi, Jen.
So that's one of the tools that, I found with the cleanup, and I'm thinking, that's pretty cool stuff. And then I had the little round tip, and I was using the white Adirondack snowcap ink. And yeah, I made smaller ones and larger ones. And so you can see that it's making these petal type things on my page. But these are fun tools. I need to get them out and play with them. They're fun. So we were also talking about, like in the black and white, we were talking about the Aboriginal prints and stuff like that. I'm fascinated with these types of imagery. So I intend to do some things like that. And then, now that I've got some stuff in here, I can just come back with my pens in a bag and doodle on some of this, which will be very beneficial for me to just have something that I can sit and play with when I don't feel like, painting in the studio. So, but I decided I was pulling out some of these deco art paints, and I grabbed, because this one was in the blue family over here, I thought I'd go more towards the red-pink family here, so I grabbed some primary magenta, some quin magenta, and some quin violet. And what I did for this page was just used a little brush, and I had one out here. I was going to try this brush this time. The one I used yesterday was a little bit fatter, but I thought this little flat Simply Simmons brush might be a good one to use for this application. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I've got a palette here somewhere. Here we go. How about that? I knew exactly where I put it. I could find it. I didn't have to know what I did with it. That was pretty amazing.
That was.
So
little victories.
Yeah, right? Just going to put some of those colors out in just little daubs on my palette. And this is just a 50-cent plate from the secondhand store. And so what I did to create this was to just start making lines. And because they blend together, they're colors that blend together, I can start with just a small tip and make little short lines. And I want the paint to be thick enough that I don't see, I don't know if this brush is going to be a good one or not, that I don't see the black underneath. I may have to go over it more than once, but I can move on to the next color and start having a variegated coloration on here. And you can make the lines longer and shorter as you work up and down the page, so it kind of undulates. That's one of those big words. Undulate. Not a big word. This is an undulate. So I just continue to work that way, making little wash lines on my paper. And while I've got this color on here, I'm going to start the next one with a different color up at the top. And then work back. Whoops, I didn't want that one. I want this one. Work back to my other colors. And this may not be the best group of colors to work with on this black, because I'm not sure video-wise how much of this you guys can see. Let me see if I can get this any closer. Yeah, I should be able to get a little closer.
Lay down, lay down, lay down.
Getting tweets in here. Okay, so try to get the picture a little bit better for you. Sorry, I need to rock and roll you.
So I've started gluing these in. It seems to be working pretty well.
I'm trying to scroll back and see what's going on in the chat. Cindy has joined us.
I can actually wipe this off. I can't believe it. all my stuff is dirty, and it gets my other stuff dirty. But looks like I can wipe that off. So I glued in the covers now onto this cover. Except I'm just making sure it's all glued down everywhere. But I still have to glue these pages together. I'm going to glue this one to this one to this one, and then it'll start with January. That's my big plan. I know it's boring. I'm being very boring.
Well, hello. Painting lines is so exciting.
I put the nice shiny paint on, but then I got to the boring part.
Yeah. Well, I have my calendar, book, journal, whatever you want to call it, from last year out here too. Because I was looking at it, trying to figure out, how I could do the whole process thing better this year so that I'm not so disorganized and that I stay on top of things. And yeah, it's a big process, people like Shel and I that have multiple things going on, uh, sometimes you can get lost in the rat race trying to keep up with everything because you have challenges with different groups and you have mailings that you need to do and you have collaborations like what we're doing right now, which is Shel and I collaborating with each other. So we have to talk to each other and find out what are we doing.
Yep, you have to know where to be at what time and what time to schedule something, and there's a lot of things to keep track of. I think we've done pretty well. It's just, maybe trying to make it a little bit smoother, a little bit more efficient. That's what I'm going to try to do. Of course, some of our challenges for this channel have had to do with technology and changes that YouTube makes, and we can't figure it out, and weird random stuff happens at the last minute, like this morning.
And it will be the same for next year because YouTube is changing again.
Yep.
First of the year, so we will have some issues trying to sort all of that stuff. So, oh, you think so? Leslie's saying that these colors are great on black. It's going to look different once the dots go in because I'm thinking about, what colored dots I'm going to use in here. And once this dries and you get more color on, it's going to look different. It's kind of difficult to show you when it's wet, but you see what this looks like when you have dots in there. It changes the whole scope of this.
Ugh. This did not turn out too well. I've got wrinkles, and I don't mean the ones on my face.
Vicki is asking, yeah, Cindy, it takes a little bit of patience, and not every day do I feel like doing something like this because, some days it's just not as zen and relaxing as you would like it to be. But that's when I'll get to the pen work and not so much of the brush work. It's different working with pens than it is working with paint. And I like it both, but I find that if I need to just sit in a chair and zone out, kind of like what you do, Cindy, get the glue book out and glue some stuff down, get some pens, do some doodles. You know, it's a good way to unwind. Good way to keep on keeping on.
Oh, this looks terrible.
What's terrible?
This looks terrible.
Oh, the paper?
It's, sometimes you're like trying to upcycle or recycle something like in this case,
Yeah,
and the material is just crap.
yeah,
And that's what happened. I glued down the page and I can't get the wrinkles out of it. Hopefully when
yeah.
that glue dries, maybe it'll be
You
a
just
little
have
bit
to go
less
with the
crap.
flow.
But this one back here worked okay because I was just gluing one page down and it was that thicker stuff. I don't even know where these oozes are coming from. But when I glued multiple pages down on this side, it was like doing those composition books
Yeah.
where, oh yeah, glue 3 pages together. Well, what you have is a big yucky mess.
Well, and
And
some
that's
people
what happened
really
here.
love working in the composition books. It's just not my thing. I can't do it.
It did wrinkles just like this. It
Yeah.
would be wrinkly.
Yeah. Some people
Glue
love
them
it.
together. Oh no, that doesn't work.
And I have a hard time accepting the imperfection.
Yeah, me too. This is very imperfect and I'm very unhappy, but that's life. We'll go back to the fun part.
Yep.
The fun part of decorating in the front instead of worrying about my first page of January, which looks like crap. Second page, not too bad. The rest of it is fine, but that first page is crap. And I'm going to decorate here, here, and here later, so it'll be okay. It'll be okay, Shel. It'll be okay.
It will.
Yuck. That's what I say. So what should we do to the front? I think I should work on my word. And I'll probably do some collage or something like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Collage. Collage makes me happy.
Yes, it does. And I think you'll make a few of our viewers happy too.
They do
Well,
seem to like it. I don't know. People like to watch me
I
glue paper stuff.
I really think that our viewers like when Shel collages. I do. Yeah, Cindy's saying, let it go, let it go. Yeah. Yeah, that's sometimes harder to do than just saying it, you know. Sometimes you just want to pick it up and toss it.
I do. I want to pick it up right now and toss it. Across the room into the piles of stuff that are already piled. I think it would be fun to just throw it. Imagine that. I have tons of little pieces of paper on my desk.
Oh, really? I'm so surprised.
Oh boy. What do I want to do? Most days I'm a little bit more organized than this. But not today.
You know, we were talking about having this glut of stuff and how we overbuy, you know, because you buy one product and then you think you see something and you think, oh, I probably need to get some of that. And then, you know, I have started reevaluating any purchase that I make. And I look at a product and I say, what do I have that's like that product? What do I already have in my stash that does something similar? And can I get the effect that I'm looking for without making another purchase? And at the moment, that seems to be working for me. So you might try that when you're looking to buy stuff. Oh. So my, let this dry just a little bit. I made this journal. Let me come back out just a little bit. I made this journal with dollar store stuff last year. This is a dollar store headband, and this is a dollar store placemat. And I was using this to house the small journals that I was working with. I had made some dashboards to go in between my pages. So this is just a coated pieces of paper artwork that I put in between the pages. And then, I had this journal, which I'd started out. The paper was really thin. I was going to use it as a sketchbook, and I do intend to do more sketching this year. So that's one of my goals this year, is to do some daily sketches. So you can see I had started some of that last year with sketches. I had started some of my organization, trying to keep track of inks and things. I had started working on things like faces because, I hadn't spent a lot of time doing faces. So I'd spent a month in my sketchbook just sketching some people and faces. And my word last year was change. So that was all part of what I was doing, was trying to make some changes in how I was arting, making these faces and doing daily drawings and, making decisions about where I wanted to go. You read this. My dentist says I need a crown. And I was like, I know, right? I was having a humorous day. And poor Vicky's been to the dentist today. So I'm sorry, Vicky. So, I was just, these are sketches. These are like my daily art type sketch things. And I want to do another book like this. This is just real thin sketch material. So I will have one of my books will be this type of thing in my daily artwork. I'll have thin papers for sketches. Okay. Then I also worked on some painty things, and I love alcohol ink. So this was like alcohol ink on gel printing. And gel printing, I love gel printing, and painted papers and that sort of thing. So, I mean, there's a lot of this sort of stuff in here, making pockets to put things into. So this is just, I only have a few pages left in here. And so I will have to get a new one for next year, but I've got enough to finish out this week and have something there. But then this was the calendar part of this journal. And in here, I had things that I needed to do, design team work, things that I was working on for my creative year. If you guys don't know about my creative year, you may want to go over and check that out, because my creative year is going to be, again, this year, 2019. And I intend to be involved in that again this year. And I know that there's many of you who are already members of that group. I know we have teachers here from that group. So, check out my creative year. But, this is what I was doing, was creating a calendar for what I was going to be doing during the month. I had things in here, different classes that I was taking. Oops. A little bit of personal stuff that shouldn't be showing in there. Videos, different videos that I was doing. and, you know, mapping out things that I wanted to do, more sketches. These were things, pages, you know, when I made my original calendar, I wanted to have some pages in here for the month too. So these were pages that pertain to the month that I left open. And, you know, here I'm talking about change being beautiful, and things that I needed to do, all of that sort of stuff. And then, you know, I come into my next month. So this was February, and it goes on like that throughout the year. You know, for each month, I've got things that I'm creating in here. And I intend to do something similar to that for my calendar for this year. Just haven't really put the whole thing together yet. But I like the size. I like the size of these Delusions journals. So some of it will be, you know, these types of journals that I can slip in and out of a folder, and then I can change out the journals that I'm working on, you know, that I have in my lap at the moment. So I don't know if you guys have seen those or not, but if you don't have something like this, you know, then think about like those covers from Shannon Green. Shannon makes them in this size too. And these are great, you know, when you're on the go, because you can take a small piece out and take it with you, or you can take the whole journal with you. So that's what I'm doing, is I took this book out because I don't need to have all of this. You know, I've got this will probably be something more like a calendar one because it's lined, or I'll just be doing this for my notes. This is more, I've got another one of these black ones because I like the black and white. This is the manila cardstock, so I will probably do that. And then I want to get just some of those sketchbook papers. But then I also picked up this book out of my stash. I didn't actually go out and buy this. This was something that I already had in my stash when I was cleaning up. And I thought, well, this is the perfect one to do my daily sketches in, because it's 4x6, and it's got a lightweight sketch paper. This paper is definitely not made for heavy pen work. Like alcohol ink is going to soak right through this, and you know, so it's more of a sketchbook. I could use like highlighters, or you know, those crayons or chalks or any of that kind of stuff in here if I decide I want to add some color to things. But this is not my mixed media journal where I put all kinds of paint and different layers and things onto it. Hi, Arlene. How are you? No, we're still going strong. We started at 10:30, so we haven't been at this for an hour yet. Cindy says she wants to see the videos of me playing in this journal, the black one. Is that the one you want? Yeah. Well, the cool thing is, like I was showing you, Cindy, this book, this black and white, it has awesome, and I don't know if you guys saw or not. I also like the craft cards. But this book has in the back, it has all of these different papers to use too, in the blacks, the grays, the browns, you know, the craft color. So this will be fun to play with. But, you know, it's just inspiring me to do some of this type of work. I just think that this is going to be an amazing thing to do. And there are several of us that are working out of this book. So I think it'll be a lot of fun to work on that this next year. And, you know, I'm an ink girl anyway. So because these papers are thinner and some things are going to soak through, when I do this type of work, sometimes I will just do ink work onto it and then, you know, come back with my pen. So that gives you some other options. And some of the inks that work well on here are like the chalk inks. Like if I wanted to, let's see if I can get that white out of here. If I wanted to add some of this pretty blue on here, that also would be a good color to be adding on this black. You know, because these chalk inks are fairly opaque. And just a lot of fun. And Vicky's probably rolling her eyes right now saying, oh, do I have any of those? But, you know, it helps to know what types of things that you can use on here. Another thing, these little chalk applicators from Prima would be fun on here because you can draw, you know, different shapes with the tip of this. And they're nice and juicy. But it just gives nice contrast on that black background. And then, of course, you can doodle over the top. But, I mean, you know, you just keep going with things. Like I said,
Yes, Peggy, that's exactly what I was going for.
What's that?
Peggy said it looks, my thing looks like a distant planetscape.
Ah, yes.
And I said yes. That's kind of what I was going for. I showed it for a second.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Planted in my brain, I guess.
Yeah.
This is all just using crap that's on my desk. That's why I like my desk.
Yeah. Well, you have those tubs of all your paper scraps, which I think are amazing.
Yeah, I do have tubs, but these are just like ones that haven't even got put away yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to get out anything right now. I just don't feel like it. So.
Well, when you've got stuff around you, you need to use it. And that's, you know, I was sitting talking to a gal the other day and I had stuff out that I was sorting. And it's like, okay, I have so many projects that I have not finished. I need to just finish some of this. So while I was sitting there talking, I made Valentine's because I had stuff that, you know, was appropriate for Valentine's Day. So I started Valentine's. So yeah, I do get distracted and start creating sometimes when I'm cleaning. You guys ever do that?
That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do more of, is just this type of mindless entertainment rather than constantly worrying about when's my next video. What am I going to do? What am I going to show? What am I, you know?
Well, don't worry about it. Just, you know, people will watch. Here we are. We're just creating. And people will watch you create.
Whatever weird stuff I make.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're watching me create my weird stuff, right? Right? I
I feel
don't
like
think
I've
it's
kind of
weird.
lost that. That's, I guess, what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it helps to know if what you're doing is of value to other people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, part of what we do is to help other people find their creative niche. And if what we're doing is not fulfilling that, then it's kind of like, well, then why are we doing it?
Yeah, exactly. Need some more clouds. More clouds.
More
Apparently I need
cloud.
oily clouds.
We have cloudy day here. You could have some of mine.
It actually rained like crazy yesterday here, which
Yeah,
is
it
unusual.
rained all night. It's still raining, and it's gonna do it all day today, and then tomorrow it's supposed to start snowing.
Snowing.
Yep, snowing. We didn't have a white Christmas, but we might have a white New Year.
Well, I mean, you can't be bad, right? As long as you don't have to go out in it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not anxious to go out in it because I figure with all this rain, that stuff will freeze first, and then we'll have nothing but ice underneath all that snow.
That's true.
Don't want to go out in that.
No, just stay in. Oh, I have something new I bought. I blame Mary Beth Shaw. Daniel Smith acrylic gesso in gold.
Yeah, I
This is
love it.
my Christmas present to myself.
Yeah, I absolutely love that stuff. It's one of the best products I found in 2018.
Well, she kept talking about it, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna try it." She says it makes it's gesso, so it goes underneath.
Yep,
And then she says that it just makes everything kind of, you're doing your stuff over the top, but everything kind of glows.
it does.
She said, and I said, I like that. That sounds cool. So I haven't tried it yet. It's brand new, but
Well, I
I'm
think
excited
you're
to
gonna be
try
in
it.
love. I couldn't believe the difference it made.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
don't
try
go
it.
down.
I went ahead and spent the money.
Well,
I
I
said
don't
to
go down
myself,
by products that often, but that one really wowed me. 'Cause
I
I've
also
used a lot.
signed up for some class, a year-long class, which I haven't done in a while, just to maybe get some mojo from some other people who are sharing their mojo.
Anybody else taking a class? Anybody else? Tell us what you're doing. I'd like to know what you guys are signing up for because a lot of them have discounts right now. So if you're thinking about a class, this is a good time to sign up for one.
Yeah, and if you do it before the end of the year, a lot of them have like, once January 1st hits, then the price goes up. So
Hi,
I
Liz.
said, okay, I'm going to
Susie.
try that.
Yeah, I signed up for a couple. I got to download some stuff from 2018 that, you know, I haven't finished.
So do you download it all and keep it, or do you just? I mean, I just usually. Well, I haven't signed up for one since I took Lifebook a few years ago. But I just watch it on there. I don't save it.
Well,
So
I like the ones that I can download. Number one, because I don't always get through them in the year's time.
yeah.
So I like to be able to go back and, if there's something that I missed, review it, or go take the class that I didn't get a chance to finish. Like I signed up for that year-long artist one with Donna Downey. I think I'm only about halfway through that one. So I know I need to download the rest of those so I can do it, because they're not, it's not inexpensive, and you need to do it.
For sure. I think I probably never finished all of Lifebook either. So maybe I shouldn't have signed up for a year-long one. The one that you guys can try out that I've done a couple years ago and thought was really valuable was the Creative Jumpstart, because that's just a month. You're only committing to a month.
And I did that one for several years, and I signed up for that one again this year. And I'm excited looking at the lineup of teachers, because the lineup of teachers changes every year.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of cool. So you don't always know what you're going to be doing in some of those things like Creative Jumpstart, because it's not always the same people. Looks like several of them have signed up. Laura says she signed up for something that starts January. 30 videos, looks interesting. Malaya signed up for something, joining my local art council. That's a good thing to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I go and take classes in person too, not just the online ones, So, I mean, whether you're doing it in person or online, it's all good. Oops. Laura says she's doing the Carolyn Doobie one. Oh, it's Jumpstart. Okay, Carolyn Doobie's teaching in Jumpstart.
She's always fun.
She is.
Very colorful. Everything she does is very, very, very colorful. So if you like bright colors, Carolyn's class is for you.
Well, there's a number of the people that are teaching that I enjoy. Mary Beth Shaw will be one. Carolyn Doobie. I'm trying to think of. I think maybe Gwen LaFleur. I'm not sure. Of course, Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie Caldwell. She's the one who organizes that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's all good. I mean, even if there's one class that you're not really that keen about, there's enough other good content there that, you're going to find something that you like.
I like the concept of Creative Jumpstart because it gets you going for the beginning of the year, but then you're not committed for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So. All right. Pretty happy with that. Let's get some.
Well, then, there's a lot of free content out there too. I mean, if you think about My Creative Year, that's all free content. It's just like the stuff here on YouTube that we give you. That's all free content. We're not being paid to teach classes, but we're sharing and, trying to help people with ideas and products and, how to do things.
Yes.
The other thing is, if you don't have classes, whether online or local or going someplace to take classes, there are a lot of really good books. I have quite a few art books in my library now, and I like to go back and review some of the techniques and things in those.
What to do? What to do?
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better too, Arlene. It isn't any fun to want to do things and then just not feel well enough to accomplish what you want to do. I can so relate.
I don't know. How much time is left?
It is, we got about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. All right.
How's your page coming?
I need to do something with it. I think I've got my collage parts done, but now I need to shadow and highlight or whatever
Mm-hmm.
type of things need to be done about that. I think maybe I'll make it the background a little bit darker. See how that goes.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Hey, thanks, Leslie. Leslie put the link in for my creative year if you guys are interested in that. We also have, if you guys don't know, we also have Art Joy is Sharing group on Facebook, and we have some plans for new things coming out of that for
Yep.
next year. So if you haven't joined Art Joy is Sharing, hop on over there and join us for that group.
Yep. There are plans in the works. Plans.
And we will have a number of people, not just Shel and I, we will have a number of people sharing their expertise with you too. So, come and join us. It's always fun to have a group of people. I'm all about community. I think it's so important to have people that you can bounce things off of and share things with. And you guys are the best community. You guys are what make what we do important. So, we want you as part of our community. It's just more fun that way.
Yes, it is.
That's looking really good, Shel.
Thank you. It's just something fun to do. It's what I enjoy doing. It's kind of strange because I did the whole thing in gloss medium.
Yeah.
Because I had that shiny stuff in the background.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit weird to put the shadows on and stuff because it looks a little bit splotchy. But it's fine. It's another planet anyway. We don't know what their atmosphere looks like. The water's just beating up. That's what it is. I could probably use a different product. But I was using my Pentel pocket brush since you had yours out.
Yeah, those are amazing brushes. I really like mine.
Yep, they're a lot of fun.
Just depends on the day whether I want a pen or a brush or, you know.
Crayon.
Yep. I
I was just thinking
determined
about
that
crayons.
next year I have to get out the pan pastels, though.
Oh, definitely. Somebody was asking us what the first challenge for the year is. Um, I think it was Vicky.
Well, pick a stick is probably the first challenge for the year.
Yeah.
So, speaking of pick a stick, that's another Facebook group. You guys need challenges? We got them for you.
Oh, yeah. Pick a stick is a fun challenge. It's
Yeah.
really stretches your creativity. And we are continuing to do it this year. And that'll be coming out on the 1st. So
Yeah.
the new challenge
Watch
comes out on the 1st.
Shel's video on the 1st, because that'll be the first exposure that we have for 2019 Pick a Stick Challenge.
Yep. I guess I should probably get those sticks picked.
Maybe.
Yeah. Probably a
Vicky's
good plan.
taking classes at Creative Bug.
Is that a store?
No, I think it's an online.
Oh.
I think, isn't that what Joanne's has, is Creative Bug?
Oh, there's also Blueprint, which used to be, what did it used to be before it was Blueprint? Craftsy? Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
I think there's still Craftsy, isn't there?
No, it's called Blueprint now.
Oh, is it? Okay. And I think there's I don't know. There's so many places to find good classes.
Yeah.
And especially, if you know a particular instructor that you enjoy, just check out their website, because they've usually
Yeah,
got all their classes listed on there. And if there's anything that you're interested in that you just don't know who to take a class from for a particular thing, put something in the chat, because, we got a lot of experts here that probably know or have taken a class from somebody that can make a recommendation for you.
definitely.
Yeah, Skillshare. I have classes with Skillshare, and it depends on what you're looking for, but there are some good classes on Skillshare. Trying to think of the gal's name. I took a number of watercolor classes on Skillshare. I took some mixed media classes on Skillshare. I'm trying to think what else. I think I might have done some photography and some, because it's a mixed bag. If you go over to the website and look at it, you'll see that they have all kinds of content, and it's not terribly expensive. And you can work at your own pace, if you like that sort of thing. Some people want somebody, to have a interaction with the teacher, so they want, even when you start some of these classes and they go live at a certain time, most of those have an instructor that's right there that you can, post your questions to. Some of the classes that have been out for a while may take a little bit longer to get a response back. But, that's why when you sign up for something like Creative Jumpstart, it's a month long. And if you can keep up with the pace of the class, then you can work along with it and you can ask your questions of that particular instructor that's doing the daily video, which is nice.
I guess I've just never been much of a class taker. Haven't taken that many. I kind of figure things out on my own, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I like to figure some things out on my own, but I also like to get some direction. That's why I read the books, why I take the classes, because you can get somebody else's perspective on something, but then you can
Yeah.
turn it into something of your own. And to me, I'm no spring chicken. I gotta make hay while the sun shines. So it helps. It also helps keep me motivated. Sometimes we get a little bit stymied.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, is like using it as motivation when I feel like I'm like in a funk.
Yeah.
You can go see what someone else is doing and maybe it'll get me kicked in the butt a little bit.
Yeah.
Part of my whole plan of efficiency. Don't get in a funk. Sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah. But, I think that's part of the daily practice thing. I think if you do daily practices, it helps keep you out of that rut. Because you get up and you're kind of excited about creating something each day. And it doesn't have to be a long thing. It might just be a 15-minute sketch. But, when you do a sketch and then you like it and you say, oh, I need to take that further. I need to, do a painting with that or turn it into something else. This year, I've done a lot more of that daily practice kind of stuff. And it isn't just all sketching. I did the 31 days of products, where each day I worked on a canvas and I used a different product each day of the month. So that was a challenge. Of course, we did the November challenge, which is a journal page a day for Art Joy is Sharing. So that was a daily practice. We did our daily artist trading cards for the month of June. We did that last year. So, and then I did the 29 faces. Those are all daily challenges, daily practices. And if you need prompts for that, that's where the Oh, I'm losing my words. That's where my creative year comes in, because they post daily words in my creative year, or there are applications that you can get for your phone where you can just get a motivational something to get you going. Hey, Jamie, you're back home. Yay. Glad you could join us. Hope everything went well for you. I hope everything's going well for everybody. Seems like we've had a lot of stuff going on for this fall. That's cool, Shel. I like that.
Thank you. Getting a little bit of highlights going with some copper.
Copper.
Yep, I sealed everything down with some gloss, this stuff that I was using for the decoupage.
Mm-hmm.
Because that pin, which is normally quite permanent, was sliding around because of
Oh,
this.
must
So
not be drying that fast, huh?
yeah. So I got it all sealed down, and now I'm just gonna add copper highlights with my fingers to bring back some of that color. I'm pretty happy with the color. You know, that
Yeah.
old copper thing.
Well, yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
And I got to look at this all year, so I might as well make it a color that I like.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, I might not like copper anymore.
Oh, come on. I don't believe
Like,
that for
no
a minute.
more, take it away. I still got the back side of this to decorate, so. This was just completely random. No plan.
Sometimes that's the best.
Yeah. Time's probably about up, isn't it? Let's see. Yep, only a few more minutes. Does anybody
Yeah.
have any questions that you wanted to ask us before we go? Any more comments you want to make before we go?
Jamie says that's beautiful, Shel.
Thank you. Just looks like something I would make.
So now that I've got the paint on there, it's still wet. Of course, it's still wet. But what I did on the original page is I came in with a Posca pen and did the dot work in between here. I was thinking about using a different color on this one. I should probably try a metallic.
Copper?
Yeah. I knew you were going there.
It's contagious.
Copper Posca. Do you have a copper Posca?
I don't. I only have gold and silver. I'm not sure they make a copper.
That's what I'm wondering if they do. I don't know.
If they do, I want it. but I don't think they do.
Well, I have a copper paint pen. I do have
Yeah,
that.
I have that one from Pebio or PBO that's copper that I use sometimes.
But let's see what the gold looks like on here. See if I can do this without sticking my fingers in the wet paint.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I know I would stick my fingers in the wet paint. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a nice cover for a year-long planner.
I like it a lot.
Maybe just some white splatters.
Well, yeah.
That would help. Just a here and there. Because I like them.
Yes, you can. I'm beginning to see like Cindy likes dots. They add so much for just a little something something.
Dots are good.
Dots are good. Oh, Jamie says Molotov.
Yeah, I have a Molotov white. But I don't have a
Molotov, but I don't have a copper.
Jamie, my birthday's in March.
Yeah. Yeah, Liquitex probably makes one too. I haven't checked them. Because I've got some Liquitex. But I got Liquitex. Oh, the light bulb just came on. I have Liquitex in fluorescence. Oh, those fluorescents on this black. Oh, yeah, baby.
Would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that might be my next page.
Okay. Well, on that note, I'll check the chat and see if there's any. That's the perfect mixed media rule. Why? Because I can.
Yeah.
That is exactly true. Let's see. Peg, your lines are kind of flat but straight. Good color, good colors.
They're still drying, but when they dry, the thing that we discovered is that they're textural because the paint's on the paper, and it gets kind of, you know, like you can feel leathery skin on there. But you know, when I get done with all the dotting, after I'm going to let this dry some more, but you can see how I go about just doing the dots on there. And then what we end up with is this over here. So, and then of course, you know, we got more things to doodle on, more stuff to play with, right?
Yep.
So that's where I'm going with black and white. Jamie says hers is in a couple of weeks, Shel.
Her birthday?
Yeah. Tit for tat, right?
Yep.
So are you still working or are you done?
I'm just writing my word on here.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, I'll have to put my calendar together. I made a few calendars. Not mine. I made them for gifts.
Yeah. They're always a nice gift.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I think I'm done.
Thanks,
For the front
Arlene.
cover.
Yeah, they look different after they dry and, you get the dots and stuff on.
Don't like these wrinkles. Bad
Oh,
wrinkles. Bad.
they might be bad wrinkles, but the page is gorgeous. And you know what? You're going to enjoy working in that this next year because it makes me smile every time I look at it.
Well, that's good.
Anyway, we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next week. I'm not sure what the prompt is next week, what we're doing, but we'll figure it out.
We
We
will.
always do.
Yep. So until next week, guys, go out there and join those groups, get signed up for the classes that you want, and share your art
Yes,
with your community.
absolutely.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.